There's two issues, I suppose, that I want to raise in this sphere, and the first is in relation to the online banking kind of sphere and the online sphere in terms of scams. This is something that I've raised on numerous occasions over the last 3 years, because I've been consistently contacted by people who have been affected and impacted by those scams. In my experience from those that I've been contacted by, it is particularly an issue at Christmas time. It's particularly an issue where people, I suppose, are under huge pressure and maybe fall quicker for different types of scams. And obviously we know that I suppose the online banking sphere is something that is incredibly important and is something that is used by a huge amount of people, but we do also have a huge amount of digital banks now, and we know that some of the digital banks have about 400,000 children using their junior accounts, and then we also have a fact that over 2/3 of young adults aged between 18 to 24 again use digital banks. And over the last number of years, having raised this, I don't see any real active changes happening in terms of that sphere and ensuring that there are protections in that sphere, especially for people who may be more vulnerable to those. For an awful lot of young people, it is the only type of banking that they use is in that digital sphere. So with this rapid change that we're seeing in terms of how people are using banking, it really does show that we need to have some kind of an urgent response. We need to make sure that there's security especially for those who are most maybe vulnerable to it, but also to ensure that there's adequate customer service in this region. An awful lot of the time when people are scammed, the only assistance that they can get is actually through chatbots rather than through a physical location that they can attend to, or that they can get contact with a human being. So I think it's something that we need to start taking seriously in this law, because it's something that we haven't been taking seriously over the last 3 years. I haven't seen anything actively change in that regard. The other issue, I suppose, is the use of the digital world as a form of continuing abuse against women. Particularly, I'm talking about domestic abuse being perpetrated through digital spheres as well. And I think it's something that we need to look at, especially in terms of things like tags being put into people's cars, into their handbags, whatever it may be, and that tracking. And I think it's something that isn't looked at enough. And I think those two key issues are incredibly important, and I would ask you to look at them, Minister Gormagat.
Thank you, Deputy.